Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Scott Tepper from Rio Grande Games, looking at Caravan, a new game for 2 to 4 players by Joe Huber.
Yes, you know Joe too.
I know Joe Huber. I played this game last night. I just wrote a preview last night.
Did you really?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Oh, good.
It's very, I don't want to spoil Scott's presentation here. It's very much old school German game, not a Euro game. German game.
Yes.
German.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to take it away from here.
Sure. It's actually
what we're trying to do.
A pretty simple game, although it's challenging. So on your turn, the player who goes first gets 1 action point. Second player gets 2 action points. Third player gets 4 action points. No, wait.
3.
1, 2, 3. Fourth player gets 4 action points, and after that, all the players get 4 action points to spend on their turn. What they're trying to do is use their camels to pick up goods and deliver them to the cities that desire that good. So, for example, the red good wants to go to Caravan. The white good wants to go to Walada.
People have simple desires in this world.
Very simple desires. And each player for the beginning game will have 6 camels, although we recommend the standard game is only with 5, which makes it more challenging.
Okay.
And Eric already knows about that, how it becomes more challenging with only 5 camels, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so spending your action points, one thing you can do to spend an action point is put one of your camels on the board on any square that is empty of other camels. So that costs 1 action point. Also, to move a camel to another square that is empty of other camels, 1 action point. So that would be 1 action point, 2 action points, 3 action points, 4 action points. Not really a good move, good strategy move, but it's absolutely possible.
You did your turn.
I did my turn.
Good job, Scott. You did
Thanks,
it.
Eric.
Yes.
If you want to put your camel in a space that has 1 or more other camels, it costs 2 action points. So for the black player to go here, that would cost 2 action points. To go here, 2 more action points. So it doesn't matter how many camels, that's 2 action points.
That's an even worse turn.
right now,
it is.
It's not the best strategic turn.
Yeah.
But maybe they have a long-term strategy.
Okay, sure.
That player's strategy. This would be 1 action point to put this camel on this square that is devoid of other camels. Another action point to pick up a good and put it on my camel. Okay. Now I will say these are very heavy goods. If the camel is carrying this good, it's too heavy to move. You can't move a camel that has a good on it already.
Okay. And it can't drop the good either, as I discovered.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what I might do on another turn, now that I've picked up this good, is for another action point, move this camel there, another action point, move this camel there, another action point, move this camel there. Subsequently, for an action point, I can move a cube through my chain of camels, always orthogonally, never diagonally. I could move here, still 1 action point to move a good, or if I move it here to the city where it desires that good, I can take it off the board and put it on my player map. Thank you. This good is now mine for the rest of the game, and we'll score victory points at the end of the game. Okay? Another thing you can do is if you have a camel on a space and pick up a good where there's any number of coins, when you pick up the good, you get the coins and put them on your player map. These are worth victory points for the end of the game. These cannot be taken away from you. Okay? The goods around the board that are delivered, so the green, gray, purple, and pink, these are worth 6 victory points per good at the end of the game. The ones in the center are worth 3 victory points for the end of the game, per good at the end of the game. There's something else you can do with your action points, and that is if somebody has a good that you want, and Eric's going to come in there, spend 2 action points to come in there because there's already a camel, you can steal a good from another player, but you have to spend your triangle theft marker and give it to the player you stole the good from. Now when you steal the good, it doesn't go on top of your camel, it goes conveniently underneath the camel. Can you see that? Underneath the camel. And it can't be stolen as long as it's underneath the camel. But you have to give up a theft marker, and each player only starts with 1. So there's not lots of stealing in the game. You can't steal it back because you don't have a theft marker.
And also, I can't even move this right now because I have to build up a chain of camels, and he has to sit there until I move it out from under his legs.
So why do you know about that, Eric?
Because I did that, and I didn't steal from someone. So another part of the game, when there are only 4 goods remaining on the board. You pause the game immediately. You place a demand
So
token.
let's do so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's say it's later on in the game. Actually,
That's right.
1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have 4 cubes. It doesn't count. We don't count the ones that are stored by a camel. Those don't
Okay.
count.
So you place another demand token on each of those spaces because clearly people don't want them now. So you got to juice the engine.
Yep.
And get people excited about it.
And then we refill the board up with 4 more cubes on the spaces that do not have cubes.
So there you go. So you get more points on the board. I had a spot that had 3 demand tokens. I'm like, oh, well, it's 3
Looks
points
great,
just sitting
doesn't
there, way off in the corner, far away from all my other camels. And then I picked up the good, and then Ken, who was teaching me the game, says, well, yeah, you can't drop it. That camel's just encumbered forever until I help him out. I had to move lots of other stuff in the remainder of the board with only 5 camels until I could then free them up and go get that.
It looks really simple, but it's actually challenging to transport the goods to where they need to go. We're going to play the game until the bag of goods is empty. Okay, once it's emptied, we'll keep playing until the next good is delivered. As soon as one good is delivered, the game ends immediately. The person doesn't finish their turn, and we add up our score, which is all our 6-point goods, all our 3-point goods, plus all of our demand markers, which are worth 1 point each. Plus, if you have, if your camels on the board that are still on the board are holding goods, 0 or 1 goods, nothing. If you have camels that are holding 2 goods, it's -1 victory points, -1 victory point. 2 goods, 3 goods, -3 victory points. 4 goods, -6 victory points. The reason being is at the end of the game, you might, I'm going to pick up these coins and take all these goods. But if you're hoarding goods at the end of the game and you're stuck with them, it's going to hurt you.
That's right. Your camels suffer.
Right.
I like too the point total. I know this is conveniently worked out where it's 6, 3, 1 is 10. So you can sort of like count things up
You're
easily.
clever.
On
You
there.
figured that out really easily, didn't you?
Well, it just, I don't know. It feels very much like old school German game where it's all interaction on the board. Like if there's not my area and your area that you're developing, and we sort of maybe we're fighting to draft cards, or maybe we're fighting for things at the market. But no, it's like everything you do on the board is going to affect your choices for everything else. The cost of going places, or what's available, or what you can steal, or demand tokens you can take, and it's highly interactive in the manner of like Sid Saxon games, Leo Colavini, all those sort of late 90s, early 2000s people.
And I'm curious, when the rules were explained to you, they seem pretty simple and straightforward, but when you started playing the game, was it much more challenging to figure out how to do it than what you were expecting?
You forget initially that, so again, I thought I could drop goods. You can't. Ken didn't mention, that you can't, but of course, usually don't have to mention in a game everything you can't do.
Yep.
It's sort of assumed that, don't steal.
But so
don't
here,
hit your neighbor.
there's only really 5 things you can do. It says right here on your player board, tells you everything you can do.
Yes, I should have known. But yes, you get people that are stuck, and then you kind of have to, you can get out quickly or you can get out slowly, because if I have a camel with a good, and then I put another camel next to it, I can move it 1 space, and then I can pick this camel and move it there, and I can move 1 space.
But it's not
that's
not very efficient.
Terrible. That is terrible use of time in here.
And if people are blocking your way with their camels, it's going to be taking more action points to get through to get over there.
So it's planning ahead for where you want to think you can go, and leaving options open to you, and just that spirit there. Us older gamers appreciate.
Yeah, no, we really like it a lot.
So thank you very much, Scott.
My pleasure. Thank you, Eric.
Presentation of Caravan out in a week or two.
Actually,
before the end of June.
Yeah, they're just arriving into the warehouse. This is actually a copy, but they're coming into our warehouse next week.
So there you go. Before the end of June, Caravan in the stores. Thank you, Scott.
My pleasure, Eric. Thank you.